What's Bobbi Althoff squad? It's boy SatAttack. Well, no, yeah, shit title, man. We got wide Bobbi at, bro. I'm not even gonna try to say your last name because I can't say it. Podcast failed so quickly, bro. I remember she was popping a lot with last year. Like towards the end of the season, towards the end of the year, I didn't really see too much of her, but she was popping for like a couple months at least on my TikTok and shit. But let's go, Sunny V2.
Really good podcast started extremely strong, gaining millions of views with unique celebrity interviews. However,
I didn't really watch her interviews, but I did see her clips and shit. That's what
has basically flatlined.
Damn.
With almost 300,000 people agreeing I've never seen an industry plant fall off harder than she did. Her career began on TikTok in 2021, making dry, sarcastic content on the topic of being a mother. She'd make only 26 videos before beginning the really good podcast.
Like, her clips, like, she had like that little dry sense of humor and shit like that. Which some clips were hilarious, but some clips were just like, bro, you trying way too hard. Like, if she didn't try too hard, it would have been funny. Like, some clips were funny, like I said, some, like that dry humor and shit like that. But when she was trying to do it too much, it just got like repetitive and not like funny.
To which she'd adapt her dry, sarcastic style.
I think we look like. Kind of, but not really. A little. You're like me in a different font.
The snippet quickly racked up almost 10 million views. The style was an instant success. This entire interview is like the calmest argument in history, and I love it. The snippets from her next episode went equally viral.
So I'm saying, like,
did really, really well.
There's an audience
TikTok
for that type of content, but when she's like do too much.
So I was like, okay, I guess I like have something here.
But it was the episode with Funny Marco that completely changed everything. Because not only did the segments again pull crazy numbers, but the full episode gained over 5 million views without a single hate comment.
Funny Marco was the first time I seen
It's rare that two people I've never heard of make me laugh for an hour straight. This was special. This is hilarious. Marco has found the white woman version of himself.
Like,
this should be a permanent duo.
I seen clips
this
of
is
that.
just the most cross-cultural, funny, awkward humor. People loved the honest branding of new episode whenever I can get someone to agree to let me interview them, the next of which being a very important person.
Drake?
My video with Marco went very viral.
Yeah.
Like, very viral. And then
Drake?
Drake liked one of the videos I had uploaded, and he followed me.
Bobbi therefore tried to get him on.
I'm gonna like shoot my shot to Drake. So I was like, when are you gonna come on my podcast?
And he said,
game right away. He was ready to do it.
Landing Drake as her 4th ever podcast guest. From an entertainment standpoint, the episode was basically perfect. Not only had she landed Drake, who never does podcasts.
The fact that they did it in a fucking bed, then he was like, what the fuck they was doing? Classic.
But she'd done so in a funny, intimate setting, whilst keeping it calm and relaxed, to the extent that people thought they were just old friends.
The fact that you were so calm next to Champagne Poppy, because if I was in a bed next to Drake, I would be freaking out.
It therefore gained 10 million views in only 2 weeks, and added 700,000 subscribers to Bobbi's total count. However, as summarized by a tweet reading, Drake giveth and Drake taketh away, Bobbi's interview with Drake began to ruin her reputation. During the podcast, Bobbi had asked,
Am I your type?
I'd do it.
Thank you.
And when Drake said that
I see that clip. He said, I would do it. I see that clip, and then she goes, I'm not an it or some shit.
friend, she seemed kind of interested.
If I could hook you up with anyone, it would be my dog Smigs.
Smigs?
Smigs. Smiley.
Can you tell me about Smiley?
Let me show you a picture of him.
Is he well known, or are you just a friend of yours?
The Funny Marco interview had a similar interaction.
Are you hitting on me?
You're not my type.
What's your type?
With Bobbi stating she started the podcast for the following reason.
To have a way to meet people, and the podcast, I was like, I wish I could have, like, collaborate with other people.
Meeting new people likely wasn't sinister, but flirting with famous musicians seemed to annoy her husband, who filed for divorce only 6 days after she recorded the podcast with Drake. To make matters worse, Bobbi also admitted,
I flew all the way here.
You did. I really do appreciate
On my daughter's
that.
first birthday.
You missed your daughter's first birthday.
To be here.
Regret that.
I did not know that is Scott, what's the word? Fuck. That's Skyme. Well, y'all get it. That thing. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. But that is whack. On your daughter's first birthday? First birthday? I know it's Drake. It's like a boost for your career and shit like that. But bro, I'm pretty sure Drake would have rescheduled. Like, I know he's probably like, bitch ass man, Drake. But like, even if you have to wait a couple more months to reschedule a Drake, bro, you missed your daughter's first birthday. Come on, cuz. Like, I would fire divorce right there too. What?
Never be able to undo.
And then you do a interview in his bed,
showing she was kind of ditching her family for social media fame.
Is it kind of strange to anyone else that this woman who is married with children is constantly asking during these interviews with these rappers if basically they would go out with her, if basically they would sleep with her, if they like her?
She'd confirmed the divorce in a TikTok post, with comments stating celebrity status always ruins the best things in life. On Reddit, people stated, she got famous and he stayed the same. Few marriages survived that, whilst the rumors likely didn't help. Did Bobbi Althoff cheat with Drake quickly became a mainstream narrative. Suggesting a conspiracy was when Bobbi deleted the podcast, with Drake and Bobbi both unfollowing each other on Instagram. Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports therefore sent her a text. My girlfriend says you hooked up with Drake and got divorced. I am saying that is not true. Bobbi replied, I'm not commenting publicly but off the record. You're right, that is not true. She'd shared the text to her story adding, I did not want to do this podcast in the first place, and now so much negativity is coming from.
You didn't want to do it in the first place, but you didn't go to your daughter's first birthday. All right, like, come on, cuz. You missed your daughter's first birthday, and you gonna come out with the bullshit. You didn't want to do this fucking podcast. Fuck out of here. Fuck. I'm
going to leave it alone after this, but this is the uncensored DM between Dave and I, although despite denying the rumors, the narrative was set. Bobbi Althoff left her husband to thot around with rappers.
Would you date someone that looks like me? Because there's just a person,
What does that mean?
like, looks exactly like me. They have a twin.
Maybe.
If I had a twin, would you date them?
If she was like cool and like, you know.
The damage this did to Bobbi's image could be seen on her husband's Instagram, with comments reading, sorry that your ex sold you out for clout and fame, after which everything Bobbi did became some kind of drama. For example, she'd do a podcast with Lil Yachty, with people calling her ungrateful after she said this.
I walked into his house and it
kinda
was
like
super awkward because, like,
those, though.
he's really kind of awkward. He didn't even, like, say hi to me. He's just sitting there with, like, his two assistants. And then he comes up, he's like, oh, hi. Gives me, like, a half hug. And I'm just like, hi. Then goes back to his spot. And I'm like, dude, I don't even want to do this. I'm texting my friend, like, Ashley, I need to leave. This is so awkward. I don't want it. Like, what am I doing here?
She wants to make awkward content and then puts Yachty on blast. Shaking my head. Gave her a platform and now she's shitting on y'all. See what happens? People then claimed that her fast rise to fame was orchestrated by her management company,
I'm pretty sure somebody at WME started help pulling the strings to set all this in motion.
who also managed some of the people who appeared on Bobbi's show.
Well, you got a great agent, and you got a great agency, and you got great guests.
Bobbi simply trolled the claims, but there were other inconsistencies. For example, she constantly claimed that she was broke
People think I'm joking about being in debt. I'm not. Like, I put every penny I had into this podcast.
and told Mark Cuban this.
I don't have any money
None?
at all. I have debt, actually.
You have debt? How much debt do you have?
Like $20,000 of debt.
Then further added in her Rick Glassman podcast.
Every time a credit card maxes out, I have to
Angel
switch to
gets
another.
wings.
I have like 2 cards maxed out right now, so hoping to pay them off soon.
However, people realized she spent $500 on Chloe sandals. She is not broke, she is broken. Also noting that her husband was a millionaire who had 170,000 students who'd bought his $43 course.
Damn.
Eventually, Bobbi also revealed that the podcast wasn't serious.
So when you interview these people, you're not-
God damn. What the fuck going on, Matt? Book. 172,000. Let's just see that. 172,000. 525. I'm pocket watching.
1,000 students who'd bought his
43. God damn. Holy shit. That shit almost 8 million. 7.5 million. Self-taught programmer? 6 total hours, 79 lectures. Beginner? 4.8 stars though. Holy shit. Hey yo. Self-taught
Eventually,
programmer.
Bobbi
Hey
also
yo.
revealed that the podcast
Hey.
wasn't
Let
serious.
me find out
So when
about
you
my
interview
career.
these people, you're not Bobbi necessarily.
No, yeah,
The
I'm
fuck?
just like a really dry
From Bobbi
person.
Althoff.
Deleting more of the magic that first
husband.
made her interesting. We mentioned that when she first interviewed Marco, there were no negative comments.
Facts.
However, 3 months later, when Reddit asked thoughts on Bobbi Althoff, there wasn't a single positive comment.
Damn.
Annoying ASF and not funny at all.
Damn.
I can't stand her, don't find her funny,
Just
and
the
find
same
it odd
person
the
that
rappers are
commented,
always her
damn.
targets to pick on like she's better than them. Gives me the ick. I watched a few of her interviews. I just don't find her funny or charismatic enough to pull off the shtick. I can see why she's popular though. This kind of awkward cringe humor is having a moment.
Yeah,
Only
like
4
I
days
said, it
after
has an
that
audience,
Reddit
but when you
thread,
try
it was
to do
reviewed
too
as the
much,
not so really good podcast, which
you
stated that
can't.
content itself
you
is
gotta
boring.
have like a perfect scheme to it. Like you can't like. There's too much that could go wrong with it.
The episodes also lack direction
You gotta-
and a central theme.
you gotta
although
interview
because
with
they
Drake,
only
though.
consist of small talk. The podcast fails
How
to
the fuck you
deliver
get Mark
anything
Cuban on a
substantial
fucking
or
podcast?
thought-provoking. Instead, it provides a glimpse into how celebrities behave in casual settings, which may seem
Yeah,
intriguing
Mark
to
Cuban.
some,
What
but
the fuck?
ultimately
That's a
fail to
random
engage
ass
me.
interview.
Another person said that Bobbi's podcast sadly points out how real hip-hop journalism has been practically erased, while even funny Marco began to critique her show.
With me, it was like, I think you're funny, Marco, but let me learn about you. Like, trying to figure me out. But now it's like the interviews, I think they're like, she's trying to shit on people. And when I watched the interview, Offset, I was like, damn, that was pretty bad.
As mentioned, she was plain disrespectful during her podcast with Offset, leading him to respond with similar energy.
You need a little bit of seasoning. You ain't got no seasoning, man. You like a plain piece of chicken just on the thing, you pull it off, and then you serve the dish.
It seemed this was where many people quit watching Bobbi's show, aided by full podcast episodes that were just promoting products. In the process, she'd also change her appearance, leading to criticism bad enough for Bobbi to respond.
I am so tired of all of the comments of people saying she ruined her face. The only thing I have done to my face is that I have a little bit of filler in my upper lip, okay? I do not have cheek filler.
In a different video, she talked
Cheek
about
filler.
getting other procedures.
I went in to get my zit injected and I left with Botox in my forehead, which, you know, that's fine, that's normal. I had lines here. I also didn't like that this would crease so much when I'd smile, so I got under eye filler. So I got Botox injected right here.
Which perhaps
Like,
unfairly has only led to even more hate.
Like
Her
y'all
15-minute
females be doing too much. Like y'all be looking good. Y'all be just being so insecure to a point where y'all ruin it. Like I ain't see no problem with her beginning.
Up by Bobbi. I am so tired of Bobbi. Get off the internet, boring.
Boring.
The last couple of months, however, have been even worse. For starters, the style of the podcast has changed. The dry, sarcastic humor has become normal conversation, and all the awkward, quiet moments are often removed in editing. Strangely, however, this only makes it even more awkward and less entertaining as it feels like any other normal podcast.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 21.
You're 21?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so young.
I'm a baby still.
Wait, I didn't realize you were so young. I thought we were the same age. Now I feel really old.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're not really old.
This entire interview feels like they are making small talk while waiting for something. She'd also do an episode with Dax Flame, in which she was way ruder than any other podcast.
What is something fun that makes interviewing someone fun for you?
Just having good conversation.
Okay, yeah, I love good conversation.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell.
This genuinely was not even an interview. This was like bullying the nice kid and making him feel horrible in any way. Then 2 months ago, she did this video here, which judging by the dislike ratio was
Damn.
yet another doozy.
Wait, you could.
And then I saw
Wait,
this
wait,
video
wait,
and I was
hold
like,
on,
"Oh,
hold on. You could see dislikes again? I remember they took that shit off. I remember they took. Oh wait, hold up. Wait, I can't see the dislikes. How can you see the dislikes?
from her podcast, and I mentally decided that she made like at least $300
Damn,
a year
Wired got
on her podcast alone,
11.7
and I was like, that's what I need to do
Damn,
next.
Wired.
Like, I need a podcast.
I saw how much someone made and thought, that's what I need to do. Wow, what a passionate and inspiring individual. Toward the start of her career, Bobbi joked, not more money though, and that's all that matters in the world. But it seems that's now her actual philosophy.
I didn't grow up with money. I am on a lifelong journey to get money. I love
money's nice.
It's amazing.
Ever since doing the interview,
Anybody that says
Bobbi's
they're not in
viewership
it for the
has
money is
significantly
lying.
slowed. Her reputation is far from perfect.
Like, you could love what
whilst her
you're doing,
interview
but
style
money,
has simply
you
gone
still need
stale.
money on the other side. But that's gonna do it for that video. I've been going crazy, but we out your mind.
Post Malone was on track to become a megastar, and Charlemagne could clearly sense it.
Cause you don't realize you about to be a star. No, I think I know that it's coming.
Charlemagne therefore spent almost an hour trying to corner and embarrass his guest.
What are you doing for the Black Lives Matter movement? I don't know.
Although the whole situation completely backfired to Post Malone's benefit. It was August of 2015. Post Malone was yet to get his first tattoo, and had just 6 months prior released his major...
Kinda wanna watch this video, but I can't watch it with the... That seems kinda interesting. Cause I don't know where that shit's going, but... Cause I got zero clue what that incident's about. But we out your mind. Aye, aye, aye.